All right, folks, Tony Doles here, doing another rant. Talk about Cuomo a little bit more. So a lot of stuff has been getting updated. And I just want to say I said something about the Cuomo thing first. And everybody else came in after me, okay? So they're stealing my shit. But look here. So they're looking at Cuomo maybe to press charges now, the Attorney General, the state of New York. Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York, and what he did is he issued an executive order from his office that allowed COVID-positive patients to be put in nursing homes against our most vulnerable people, our elderly, and killed off a lot of people. 15,000. I thought it was like 9,000 something, so I was way off. So, but he did, fudge it up a little bit there and change the numbers. So, you know what? If anybody, deserves to be convicted and put in prison the rest of his life, or even executed, is fucking Andrew Cuomo. He's a piece of crap. He killed all of our elderly people up there in New York City. You understand that? All these people. Look, folks, if you're one of the 15,000 had one of their family members die from the nursing home, put a lawsuit in against Governor Cuomo. Hit his ass. Get him pulled out, recall him, impeach his ass, because he has messed up and killed people. When that occurs, people go to jail for that, and Cuomo did it, so he should go to jail. Absolutely. And I think Michael Bloomberg ought to be his cellmate, be honest with you. So I'm going to say that, that's my opinion on Cuomo. I mean, if you folks out there in New York don't do nothing, don't step up and say, hey, this son of a bitch is a criminal, we need to convict him. If you don't do nothing, nobody else is going to do nothing. You understand? Because they're waiting to see what you're going to do. Are you going to protect your family? Are you going to stand there and say, oh, it's okay, it was just a Cuomo, it was just a pandemic, they just died of a pandemic? No, they died from his executive order putting infected patients in their nursing homes. That means negligence, and that means he is held liable. You understand? So if you're not going to do it, nobody else is going to help you, folks. So get out there and take the step that other people will pitch in and say, okay, let's do this. Just my advice to you is Tony Doles. So look here. I'm going to talk about Second Amendment. All right? Now, the Second Amendment is very, very important amendment. It gives us the right to stand up to a tyrannous government by having a militia. A well-regulated militia is necessary for the security of free state. So that's how it is. And anybody ever heard of the other part of that amendment? Well, we got a right to keep and bear arms. Okay, here's the thing I'm going to say about this, folks. Look, shall not be infringed is the last sentence of the Second Amendment. You understand? The very last sentence. Shall not be infringed. There is nothing they can do to it. They can't change it. They can't do anything to that constitutional amendment. It is a right that you have to keep and bear firearms for the safety of your family, for the safety of your property, and for the safety of your nation. That's exactly what a firearm is for. It's not for hunting. Okay, that's not what it's for. It's not for, target practice. It's not what it's for. I mean, you can absolutely use it for that. But that is not what it's for. What it's for is to protect your life, your liberty, and your happiness. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Your life, your property, and your family. That simple as that. That's what it's for, right? So anybody trying to step on that right, it's not the guns they're worried about, folks. See, everybody keeps thinking, oh, they're trying to take your guns. It's not the guns, though the guns will keep you from being able to stop a tyrannous government from overthrowing our country. If they take your guns, they'll stop you. You can't fight them with rocks and sticks, So the most important part of that is a well-regulated militia. That's the part they want to get rid of. They're just trying to say it's the guns because if they tell you, hey, we want to take away this part right here, people are like, well, what are you doing that for? That's a little suspicious. You're about to overthrow the government? Throws a lot of questions at you. You know what I mean? So if they say, well, firearms are dangerous. People shoot up schools. People go down and shoot up malls or fucking whatever. Look here, folks. Okay, in the United States, even though we have as many guns as we have, look here. Semi-automatic weapons have been out since the 1900s. You understand? Like in 1906, they had a semi-automatic firearm that had a 10-round magazine with it. Even the military had single-shot bolt-action rifles in the early 1900s for World War I. Excuse me. They had single bolt-action rifles, all of them. And in America, they had already made the semi-automatic. We should have given them to the soldiers, but they weren't. They were for civilian use. Civilian use. Us. I'm a civilian. You're a civilian. Okay? Made for our use. And so all the way up until the 1950s and 60s, early 60s, mind you, the Vietnam era, they had these semi-automatic rifles, and I didn't hear of no school shootings or anything such as that. That didn't start happening until the hippie era, when they started protesting and taking gun safety and all that out of schools. They used to have, my mother had a gun safety class in her elementary school. Think about that, folks. There wasn't no school shooting. No one shooting each other, gunning each other down. People were respectful. They knew how to handle a firearm. And they also knew if somebody broke into their house, they're going to dome you. You know what I mean? So there was a lot less of that too. They're not really too worried about the guns, folks. They're not too worried about them. Really, they're not, They're worried about the militia part. Don't get it twisted. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to move in and make sure they can bring socialism to our great nation instead of capitalism. And they're going to try to ruin it to where the government controls everything. And they can't do that if there's a well-regulated armed militia. Simple as that. So it's Tony Doles. Tony Doles told you, check it out. If you like the videos, share them. I appreciate any shares, any new subscribers out there. Hey, welcome. And we'll talk to you later. Tony Doles, have a good day.